Christmas this year.
Good.
Hello, welcome to Game On. I'm Nathaniel.
And I'm not Johnny or Steph.
Clearly, you are very tall, though.
Or you're just very short.
No, I'm average height, mate. You're freakishly tall.
Coming up.
LA Noire.
We've got our tongues around it, now we finally get our hands on LA Noire.
We get excited by still images of InFamous 2, Mass Effect 3, and how did that get in there?
And Cod Blops comes back from the dead. First, though, an appeal. Start the music, please, Dan. Once upon a time, life for PlayStation Network users was a happy, carefree, quirky, even creative existence.
They lived in a land in which t-shirts showed footage of films and bedrooms painted their own walls and grew their own grass.
Then, disaster struck.
Now they live in a constant state of nerve-shredding tension, deprived of downloadable mini-games, streamed movies and online multiplayer.
Worse still, they have probably, maybe, possibly been bankrupt by a nefarious cyber burglar hell-bent on destroying what little life they had left.
Gamers like Charlie. Once a happy PlayStation gamer, his life was turned upside down last week.
I turned it on and it said network down. Those words tore my world apart.
Sony says it's doing all it can to help people like poor Charlie, but they don't know when they'll have him back to full health.
Until that time, spare a thought for Charlies everywhere.
Next up, Commander Shepard is back, very briefly in this picture.
This is the first official screenshot from Mass Effect 3, the highly anticipated threequel from BioWare and EA, showing Game On's favourite commander back in action getting flanked by some futuristic fighters with much worse guns than him.
This is the second picture. Now, we have studied these very closely. We even sent them away to some quite expensive experts for forensic analysis, the results of which I have here. They say, these are the bad guys. You can tell from their evil red slanty down eye hole things.
Well, that was money well spent.
I think so. Of course, there could be a clever twist to convention in a postmodern blurring of the lines between good and evil, but unless Mass Effect 3 has employed the writers of The Wire, and it hasn't, we doubt it.
He has no idea what he's getting into.
So the screens don't really tell us much, but cool things we do know about the game. Yes, we are now showing Mass Effect 2, but talking about Mass Effect 3. Firstly, everything will run faster, and you'll be able to target specific body parts on baddies and bots.
Shepard will have some badass new moves, including new melee attacks, a SWAT turn, and a roll.
Mass Effect 3 hits shelves at Christmas this year.
Right, now we've been talking about LA Noire for a while here at Game On. So long, in fact, we've even learned how to pronounce it.
To be honest, it was never really that difficult.
Speak for yourself, mate.
No. Listen to the narrator in the new trailer. He gets it first time.
In LA Noire, players rise through the ranks of the Los Angeles Police Department during one of the most brutal and crime-filled periods in the city's history.
Thanks for the tip-off, creepily cheery about death narrator man.
But maybe he's right to be cheery. After being given a hands-on with LA Noire, we can now say crime may not pay, but it sure is fun.
We had a shooting took place down this alleyway. I need you guys to try and recover the gat. Happy hunting.
The first thing everyone will notice, fairly understandably, is the gameplay.
Although LA Noire has been developed by Team Bondi and Rockstar, who of course brought us such classics as the GTA series and Red Dead Redemption, this outing doesn't play like a huge sandbox game.
No, there's a much more linear feel as you work your way through cases. There's a formula to LA Noire. You're a cop. You go to crime scenes, you look for evidence, you solve the crimes.
Simple enough.
LAPD, could you stand clear of the body, please?
The protagonist, Cole Phelps, seems to find himself down dark, blood-stained alleys quite a lot.
Why is it always a dark alley? Why can't these noir-style things ever have a crime in a sweet shop or a, zoo?
That just ain't how it's done, kid.
Don't call me kid. And that was a weird accent.
It really was.
Up to it, boys. We got bad guys to catch.
Once you're at said blood-stained alley, you're accompanied by a set of useful tools for finding evidence. One tool is your partner. Thank you.
The rule of police work is make no assumptions until you've seen the evidence.
You can ask him for help at any time and you'll get a suggestion of where to snoop for clues.
The other two things aren't so realistic, but are probably more helpful. Whenever you approach something worth investigating, you'll be greeted with a cheeky controller vibration.
Cheeky. As well as this, the area containing clues gets its own soundtrack. If you leave it, you lose the music.
Like the philosopher Plato said, please don't stop the music.
We both know that was Rihanna. Please don't stop the music.
Plato in a dress, mate, like I've always said.
He's your imbecile, Harlan. Get him under control or get rid of him.
One element of LA Noire that will probably prove the most intriguing is the art of interrogation.
It makes it a much more cerebral offering, rather than just driving round shooting willy-nilly.
Who is this willy-nilly?
Clearly, it's too cerebral for you.
What is this cerebral?
Blow it off, Cole. These artsy-fartsy types always get a little flighty.
Although it's already been much lauded, the fancy pants motion capture that was used for the animation is truly astounding.
Lengthy dialogues are going to be all the more engaging when you're looking to spot if someone's lying from a facial tic or a shifty glance.
And the brilliant thing is that even if you don't notice, it's not game over. The game is smart and will apparently work things into the background to bring you up to speed if you miss a clanger of a clue along the way.
The wallet by the car. Was there anything in it?
So, all in all, after a little taster of LA Noire, we can't wait for the whole case to be revealed on the 20th of May.
Yeah, all that's left to say is be wary. This is the first Rockstar game where you play as a good guy. You're Cole Phelps, a cop who wants justice to be done.
Yeah, this does add an odd psychological edge to the game, almost making you feel like you have to drive within the limits of the law.
Which, after many years of playing Grand Theft Auto, certainly took some getting used to. Now, a limited InFamous 2 beta has been online since March. Not that PlayStation users have been able to play it for the last week, of course, living as they are in a state of flux.
Sucker Punch, the guys behind the game, have acknowledged this and are prepared to extend the beta to give them a good crack at the whip.
This is gonna be a short-term visit, man.
InFamous 2 takes our superpowered hero Cole away from the relative security of Empire City to the scary, deep south flavoured New Marais, where he's forced to find new powers to overcome the Beast.
It's a problem we all faced. As well as extending the beta to quell the rage of PSNers,
or PSNers,
worldwide, Sucker Punch are also extending the gameplay of InFamous 2 by giving players tools to create their own missions.
They really are all give. Now, what do you get if you combine Sarah Michelle Gellar, Robert Englund, and Danny Trejo?
Buffy the machete-wielding Freddy Krueger killer?
No. It wasn't a joke, and that would have been a terrible punchline. Unfunny. It is, in fact, the cast list of Call of Duty Black Ops Escalation. Cleverly titled Call of the Dead, the forthcoming downloadable content is a new zombie level and 4 all-new multiplayer maps, making up the second content pack, Escalation.
A story of 4 lone survivors.
The plot's inspired by horror legend George A. Romero, who also stars as himself in the level.
George Romero.
Black Ops Escalation launches first on Xbox Live on May the 3rd.
And very finally, Duke Nukem's had his portrait painted.
Yeah, but it's pretty much what you'd expect of the official portrait of the Duke, full of arrogance and ammunition as he stands there wearing a crown 3 sizes too small, skewering a hog's head with his sceptre.
He's also packing some suspiciously shaped shells.
Say no more.
And he's also...
No, I said say no more. So say no more. Don't say any more words.
Congratulations!
That's it for this week. We're off to buck the trend and commit a noir-style crime in a sweet shop.
There's bound to be a twist.
A licorice twist. Yeah. More gaming gabbing very soon. Oh no! I look like Wurzel Gummidge on crack. Scary. All you need to say is Buffy the machete-wielding Freddy Krueger killer?
Buffy the machete freak...
Freak.
Can we...
You're a freak.
Buffy the machete-wielding Freddy Krueger.
No. Buffy the machete-wielding Freddy Krueger killer.
Buffy the machete-wielding Freddy Krueger killer.
No, you said Buffy. Buffy the machete-wielding Freddy Krueger killer. Buffy the machete... Why?
Buffy the machete-wielding Freddy Krueger killer.
No.
Buffy the machete-wielding... Buffy the machete-wielding Freddy Krueger killer.
Perfect.
The licorice twist. I'm sure there's a song.
No, it's not. Umbrella. Is it cerebral or cerebral?
I don't know, this is the thing.
Nobody knows.
A little taster.
A little taster.
A little taster of LA Noire.
That is the end.
Of the show.